What if one platform covered everything from idea to market-ready product? A platform teaching all the AI tech and practices needed for successful AI-driven startups.
This is like AI imagination.
We found that the more specific we are.
We used a classifier, we trained a classifier.
I really wanted it to just be more open-ended for the user.
We were experimenting with different chunk sizes.
Having some problems to something.
By blending cutting-edge technologies from industry giants, you can create revolutionary AI products that drive innovation forward.
This was a special hack, it was a battle.
Let the hacking begin.
Hi everyone, welcome to our second episode of What's Next, in which we introduce you to those who already took part in our hackathons and won, as well as to those who took their projects into the next level together with LabLab Next. You can call me Jay, and this is Nate from LabLab Next.
Hey everyone.
And today we are going to be your hosts. Together with us, we have Jens Ingolstedt, Global Head of Accelerators in LabLab Next, and Simon Olsson, the co-founder of New Native, who will help us to find out about the inspiring stories behind the success of our today's guests. Also, I would like to say warm welcome to those who are watching us right now. Let me know you're here. Don't hesitate to ask questions in the chat. This space is for you. And we will start with a short introduction to LabLab Next, and there's no better person to do that than Jens. So Jens, the stage is yours.
Hey everyone, super nice to be here and introduce our project a bit. So I'm leading something internally that we call LabLab Next, which is the logical next steps for anyone that wins a hackathon or does pretty well in a hackathon and want to continue to build a startup afterwards. So we did a few internal MVP projects during the beginning of this year and end of last year with very good results. Nate was also part of that project. And now we are ready to go public with a bang. So the first program is going to start in 3.5 weeks. We're actively recruiting. And the next one's going to start in October. So we're ramping up fast. And in short, what it is that teams that come from our hackathons are invited to apply to a program that lasts for 6 weeks. It's a digital program where we go all in with our experts, some of our staff, and a lot of external mentors and partners that we have, and try to support these AI companies, these early companies, the best we can for 6 weeks in a digital format. And teams are joining from all over the world. It's super exciting. We get to work with the teams very, very hands-on. And then after the 6 weeks are done, we will invest in a lot of the cases as well from our fund. And then all of the teams will continue in a large alumni community that we are nurturing. So super, super exciting. You can read more on lablab.ai/next. And here are some of the people that have been involved as well. So Nate and also Jules has been part of the MVP project that we have run. So thank you so much for your interest, and I hope to see all of you very soon.
Thank you so much, Jens. And now, Simon, would you like to share a few words about lablab.ai?
Everything. I mean, LabLab, we created a LabLab almost 2 years ago to date, and we started with the idea of making it a way for people to access new technologies and a way to build together with other people who has the same kind of interest. It wasn't sort of a given back then. It was very hard to even get the basic accesses to start pulling together a wrapper for any given LLM. But as we sort of grew, we saw that there's a lot of interest around just trying out new things and trying it out with people from all over the world. And thus far, I think we're proud to say that we've had great success. I think we're more than 2,700 products at the moment built in our ecosystem in a little over 2 years, and have grown quite rapidly as well, which is great. And as Jens said, this ties into sort of the next step for a lot of the builders, which is just not only taking the MVP that they've built and making it better, but also taking it potentially to market. And that's what we're trying to aspire. And I know we have two great builders with us here today as well, who will probably introduce here in a little bit and talk a little bit about their journey and sort of what's next in the pipeline. But yeah, we aspire to help more people take that next step and build really awesome things in the end. So I'm super happy to have this and have all of you join. Super happy to have Jens and the team as well to lead this initiative, and I hope to see some really cool stuff.
All right, thank you. And now, when it comes to our first guests, today we have a pleasure to speak with two amazing women, Melek and Yasmin from the team Puppeteers, who won the Advanced Rag Hackathon. Out of the 206 teams who took part in this hackathon, their product called MindPal made the best impression on the judges. And I must say that on me personally as well, because when I saw the presentation, I thought like, okay, this is something for me and where I can get it. MindPal is a personal creative assistant and your second brain. It is designed to help organize your thoughts and ideas, but I think I could not introduce MindPal better than the masterminds behind the idea. So I would like to ask to the stage Melek and Yasmin. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Melek, and I'm working with my colleague Yasmin, and we both developed MindPal, which is basically a platform that is trying to transform the creative process and how people visualize note taking overall. So basically, it takes your notes, which you take in the app, and it transforms them into conversational partners that help you keep track of your ideas. So the problem behind this solution is that we noticed that a lot of people spend so much time or lose so much time scrolling on the normal notes app trying to find their ideas instead of developing them. And MindPal here acts as your second brain, which not only finds your ideas for you, but also helps you work on developing them, which is honestly a life-changing idea for every creative out there.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay, so can you tell me more about the idea behind the project? What inspired you to design just this?
Okay, so it was actually a funny interaction between me and Malik. We usually discuss the ideas that we have and how we're going to build them. And someday I asked Malik about an idea that she told me about the other day. And she told me, oh my God, I completely forgot about it. And she went into her note app and she kept scrolling endlessly. And she couldn't find the idea. And that's where it hit us. We're both creatives. We usually write our ideas in multiple places, then forget about them or lose them. And that was the idea behind MindPal.
I can totally relate with that. That's why I loved your product so much because I thought that it would make my life so much easier. You should see all my notes on the desk.
Exactly.
So maybe tell me what was the most challenging part of taking part in the hackathon? What was that?
So the most challenging part of the hackathon was actually dividing our time between school and working on the project. So the hackathon happened during our exam period here in Tunisia, and we had to review while also developing the project at the same time. So it was a real struggle, but we managed to do it. And of course, another challenge was the presentation. So after working in our spare time on Mindbell, we finished it one day before the submission time and realized that we had to also do the presentation. So we finished school at 5 p.m. We went home, we started on the presentation. We did an all-nighter and then went to school again at 6 a.m. after finishing.
Damn, but well, it was worth it, right?
It was definitely worth it.
And I see a question in the chat if the project was developed by you.
Yes, the project was fully developed by us from start to finish.
And I sent the link to the demo. I sent the link to our lablab page. I think the demo is still there, but maybe if you have something as well, you can share that in the chat.
Actually, the demo is not available anymore because right now we're working on developing Mindbell. We're working on adding more features for creatives, which will be exciting and a surprise. And we have so much coming up.
Okay, so maybe you can tell a little bit more what is coming, because that was one of my next questions. What's next?
So we're currently working on improving Mindbell, like Malik said, and we have ambitious plans for multiple features that we think they're gonna help creatives more to write their ideas down. And our idea is to introduce exciting features, feature by feature, so the user doesn't get bored with the app, and to enhance the user experience. And we hope to evolve Mindbell into a startup actually, and we're actually working on it and seeking investors to help us achieve this vision.
I don't
Awesome.
want to ruin the secret by saying what all the features are, but I would say that you will be able to collaborate and many more things.
All right, I'm waiting. I bet that many people as well. Okay. Tell me, can you tell me a little bit more about the technology behind your app?
So we used Vectera, the technology that was actually collaborating with lablab AI for making the hackathon, Vectera for storing the notes and for retrieving them. We used another collaborator, which was Together AI for the question answering part, which would take the retrieved notes and use them to answer the questions. And we also used Streamlit as an initial development tool for the demo. Of course, we're now going to continue with Streamlit in the future.
Okay, and maybe could you tell a few words to people who are trying to, their chances in the hackathons? Would you recommend that experience for them?
Yes, we totally recommend the experience, and I have this honest advice. I advise them to be ambitious with their ideas, because every concept has potential and every idea is worth to be presented if you know how to present it well and effectively. And I encourage them also to not be discouraged by challenges, new hackathons, because every opportunity is a fantastic chance to learn more, to grow, and to refine your skills.
I also would like to advise them to find the perfect partner for any project you're working on. I have a quote by Friedrich Nietzsche that says, "In loneliness, the lonely one eats himself, and in the crowd, the many eat him." So you must choose who to, partner with. So me and Yasmin chose each other against the crowd, and I hope each one of you who will participate in the future hackathons will find the ideal partner to not be eaten up.
Be ambitious with an amazing partner.
Very good words. So did you know each other before the hackathon?
Yes. We knew each other in uni. Last year, we met each other last year in uni, and we were two random people who didn't know each other beforehand. And the first time we talked, we instantly clicked. We knew we had the same mindset, some ideas, and we happened to both want to do amazing things in our lives and impact the world. So that happened. We decided to form a team, and we participated in many hackathons and competitions. Last year, actually, we won an international competition in Ethiopia. We were finalists in the competition and won gold medals, and we participated on also many LabLab hackathons.
That's great. Girls, I think you're amazing. I wish you both very best luck with your project. I hope it will completely succeed. I can be your first customer. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I don't know if I can say that I hope to see you in another hackathons because you already have a great, great project, and I hope that you're going to develop it and that your product will get on the market very soon. Again, good luck and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for receiving us.
Okay, and now I think Nate, you can take over with your part.
Yes, thank you. And first up, great job, girls. You've been doing a great product, and you've always been great at explaining it and pitching it and everything. Like, so nice to see you still at it. And yeah, so we have another team here who has been through the next program, and they graduated just a few weeks ago. And representing them here today is Jules. Say hi, Jules.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jules, founder of Doggy, a mobile app for helping busy dog owners socialize and find reliable information for their dog.
Yeah. So you've been in the programs for a few weeks, or 6 weeks, or even longer maybe, because you joined a bit earlier. And you've been doing a lot of planning and preparation for investors and so forth. But before diving into all of that, would you like to maybe tell a bit more about the product and the platform you're building?
Yeah, so we are building a platform to help dog owners socialize with their dogs. The main difference between us and the market is that we are focusing on using AI to drive traffic to places. One of the great things with AI, it's really good at matching things, and dog owners struggle a lot to find reliable sources, but also trust each other, and having a kind of a third party in it who can do that job for you is very helpful.
So I was thinking for all the entrepreneurs that might be watching this in our community, let's take it a step back. And how did this journey of entrepreneurship start for you?
Yeah,
And how
so
did you end up here?
so me, it started a long time ago, almost 15 years ago. I was in high school studying money on video games to friends, and I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So all my studies had been focusing on learning about tech, learning about management, how to build teams. And I did my first startup at 19. I crashed it. I moved to Sweden, joined another startup, became the CEO of this startup, crashed it again, and then from all these failings every time and over again, try it again. I think it's what is important. And how did I came to LabLab is I met Jens on Clubhouse during COVID. Where we was part of the same group. And one day on LinkedIn, I saw his post talking about LabLab, and I was still working on Doogie, and I was like, oh, we need to do that. I need to add AI to my product. Let's go. And I did my first hackathon like that.
All right. Yeah. So joining the program, that doesn't mean that you have to go through the hackathons. Just throwing that out there for everyone watching. We talked about crashing startups, and in the end, it's kind of a big thing. Or like to make a successful startup, you have to do a lot of other startups before. And When you've been in these other startups, what are like the main things that you learned from it?
I think first, having reliable teammates, very important. You need to be aligned to each other, because if you trust each other, you will go far, and that's the main thing. And also, it's about keeping the momentum. It's hard to understand it when you never got it, but the day you're building something and you realize you have 3-4 people working with you, and you have this kind of energy going up, you're like, okay, I have to keep up this energy and make it alive. And this is a real challenge. The other challenge, I would say, it's finding the right market, finding the right fit also for you as a founder. The best example is the second startup I was part of. I loved the product, I loved what we was doing, but I was not the right fit for the market. And that's problematic after a moment. So you really need to find something who is driving you inside it and where you can feel comfortable.
Of course. Gotta keep it interesting. So with Doggy right now, what would you say is the biggest challenge moving forward? Because you're done with the program now, so kind of on your own legs. So
I think is right now I'm trying to fundraise, so it's really keep the right focus and make sure that I'm the most fundable possible. So having all the data possible and having my product running in a way where I can go to investors and I can get deals fast and not having like too much discussion. And I'm like, okay, here's what I've done. This is my result. Are you interested? Yes, no. And moving on like this. And it's a lot of preparation to get to there.
it sure is. It sure is. You don't want to be caught off guard with anything really when you're actually finding a lead, so to speak. So another question I wanted to ask you is when it comes to team and finding the team, because I've been working closely with you for quite some time now, and I've been knowing some of the issues you've been having. And it's not just for you, it's actually for a lot of startups, and Mindpal even talked about it before. It's finding the right teammates. So what would you like, what advice would you give people who's trying to find other co-founders or maybe important roles like a CTO or CMO or similar?
So I will first define what I want to have, what kind of profile, what kind of soft skills you need, what can work with you too, because you can't have 2 person with the same kind of profile. You need to balance in your team. So really think about this, and at least I use the hackathon to find teammates. My goal was never really to win the hackathons. It was like, I want to find great developers who can work with me. And I had a very defined list of what I wanted. And when I did the hackathon at the end, I was like, oh, this person, I like him. Do we want to try to join the team? And I did that over time. And now I'm pretty satisfied with what I get.
Yeah. So what was the final result? What did you manage to get to your team?
Yeah, so I had a CTO before, so now I have a CMO or at least I'm hoping she would be okay for the CMO role, but we're almost there. And I have found a really good backend that I was looking for. Really, it took me 6 months to find someone, but he's exceptional. He is like a kid who is having incredible talent. And me, it's the kind of thing that I'm looking in my team is underdogs who no one really realized the talents they have, and I can push them to grow and become better persons and leaders. Because it's, for me, this is what is important. It's, as a leader, I want to grow people so they become leaders. Because when you're a startup and you're going to grow and scale, you want these persons to take this kind of role. And finding someone who is willing to learn from this is really important.
Yeah. So another important thing when you're creating a startup is going to market. And I know you've been hustling a lot when it comes to going to market. Would you maybe run us through a little bit how your go-to-market strategy is and how you are kind of getting your users and testers and customers and partners and everything? Like, there's a lot to gather.
Yeah. So for the customers, I'm on a very specific market. I do dogs. So a lot of dogs owner are outside. They go outside. So I've been doing a lot of ads just as a dog park, go to the boutique and like print like QR code and trying, and I got 100 people like this. Also just stopping people in the street. Like I'm walking with my dog. Hey, can they say hi? I talk to them 2 minutes. I always have my forms with my beta list, and I'm like, oh, you want to try my app? And bam, I give it to them. And really, you need to be pushy. That's something I realized. If you're like too soft, people will not do it. You really need to take your phone and put them in their hand and say, hey, join the beta, and it's working. I have like 100% conversion like this. But it's you need to go out of this sphere, really. And after for partner, it's a lot about talking to people. I go to events, not too much, just when I have interesting things to show. And by coming every time, yeah, Sweden is a little country, so it's pretty easy to network in a way. But every time I go, I have new things to show, and so people refer me to other persons, and it's how I've been doing to find new partners. I'm French, so using my French network too. We have a great thing called the French Tech. So from there too, I got a lot of contacts, and it's you have to dig. That's the only thing. It's really to dig and find the right persons, and finding the right persons. It was important.
Yeah, it's about getting out of that comfort zone and just keep pushing and keep pushing. And people will let you down, but you will just keep pushing, right?
Yeah, you
So,
can't like drop it. That's the same. It's the mantra of our company is we are the pit bull of the market. So like when I have something, I will not drop it and I will hold on until it's working. And sometimes it's hard and you want to cry and you're tired, but you have to continue. It's the only way. It's the only way to succeed is to fail and try again, and fail and try again. It's everyone says that, but it's true.
it's as true as it can be. So before we are wrapping up here, both to you, Jules, and to MindPal, is there any like last big tip that you want to give to the community who is participating in our hackathon right now?
I would say to never give up, honestly, because like Jules said, it can be pretty hard to want to achieve something. You'll be faced with a lot of challenges and a lot of hardships. So if you're in a team, motivate each other. Remember that even if you don't win, there's always something waiting for you at the end, be it winning your technical skills, winning presentation skills, winning growth in general, and getting the experience. That's what matters.
And I also advise them to not forget about the pitch part because it is as important as the development of the solution. So they must focus on presenting their ideas in a really convincing way. And that's a really good tip for everyone who wants to start joining hackathon and participating in that.
Yeah, I really encourage everyone to actually look at the hackathon guidelines and see what the judges are judging on. because even though you build a great product, they are judging on more aspects than just the technological aspect of it. So yeah, the pitch is a big thing. You need to be able to present it and explain what you do, and also show what is the business value in this. So Jules, do you have any last tips for participants?
I think communicate with each other. Like really, it's really important to communicate, create trust, because trust will give you far. And more you work on this, more you work on expressing yourself, your feelings, how every situation, even like conflicts, it can be healthy to move forward, and to not be scared about sharing what is happening. And yeah, it's hard to do, but it's very good. It's if you're looking for a place, you can go on Hyper Toolbox, and they have exercises there to help you improve the communication inside your teams.
Thank you.
And just one last word, make sure to have fun, because the best projects, they come out when you have fun, honestly.
I totally agree with you there. All right, so it's time to wrap this little interview called What's Next Up. And I want to give a big thank you to MindPal and to Doggy. And I wish you guys all success. Like, just keep grinding, keep doing your thing, and eventually you will get where you want to be. All right, everyone. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.